Welcome back to The Infinite Life with me, your host, Katish Haberfield. And we are truly grateful today to have another international guest with us, Helen Plehn. And Helen is coming to us live from Huntington Beach in California.
Yes.
And Helen is the founder of Helen Creates Beauty and the author of the Aura Color Wheel, a system to identify your soul's purpose through your soul aura color. She's also an intuitive painter, certified crystal healer, angel channeler, third generation feng shui master, meditation teacher, Ayurveda practitioner, Vedic astrologer, theta healer, and passionate flamenco dancer. Her mission is to help 1 million souls find and live their soul's purposes with joy and fulfillment. Welcome to the show, Helen.
Thank you so much for having me, Katish.
And that's my favorite thing in your bio, the flamenco dancer.
Yes. Because I just remember actually many lifetimes as a gypsy in southern Spain. That's why this lifetime my favorite food is actually Spanish food and paella. And being born and raised in China, that's very out of a box, unique thing. So I know it's coming from my past life, has nothing to do with my ancestral lineage.
You want to hear something funny?
Yeah, sure.
When I was a little girl, my dad used to travel a lot for business to Spain. And because my name is Katish, very many pencils and rubbers and pencil cases that you can get with the name Katish printed on it. So he brought us back a poster from Spain to put on our walls, which he got block mounted because back in the 80s, that was the best thing to do. And guess what it was of? A flamenco dancer.
That's what I thought, flamenco dancer. Oh my gosh. Wow. I love this synchronicity. I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. So it's just such a joyous, happy thing, isn't it? The flamenco dancing.
Yeah. And also it's very down to earth. It's almost like it's dancing down. Instead of ballet, you're dancing up. That's really grounding type of dancing. To me, it actually helped me to balance my energy because most of my work is actually going up.
Yes.
Channeling, exactly. A lot of work is there. And I'm like, I still have this body. I need to take care of it. And dancing flamenco is one of the practice that I find that gets me back in touch with my body as well as grounding to the earth.
Wow, fascinating. Fabulous. And what we're talking about on the podcast this season is love. Mm-hmm. And we're not talking about necessarily romantic love. We have love of an intimate partner or not. We have love of our mother and father and sisters and brothers if we have them. We have love of our pets. But we can also experience love that is self-love and the kind of love that changes our lives, transforms it, or helps us on a redemptive journey of some kind. And then through the angels, the divine love. So where would you like to start in terms of a story or something from your past, either this lifetime or another lifetime, that it shows us an illustration of how you've experienced love in one of its forms?
Yeah, there were actually three rather very deep story or experiences that I will relate to unconditional love. The first thing actually related to my first wake-up call, because I wasn't grown up or born spiritual or religious in any way. I would say that I was living life asleep for the most part until 2011. All my childhood until my early 20s, I was just living in society and my parents' expectations of me, getting A's at school, going all the way to PhD, because they said that once you have a successful job and a good husband, your life should be happy. But then I realized that no, those are all wrong. Because when I'm almost graduating from PhD, and then I already engaged at the time to my current husband. Thankfully, we're still married for 14 years. And I had really bad anxiety and depression. So in 2011, I had a panic attack ER visit, like real bad. That's when I begin to ask 3 deep questions about who am I, why am I here, how can I truly be happy? Like life has altered. There's all this success that society told me that I'm aiming for was really meaningless to me. I feel empty inside. And then at the time I live in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, and there is the oldest yoga studio just right on the street. I walk by, I just feel called to just go in because I don't even know, because I didn't grow up spiritual. I wish I know that I probably would go to a church. So I just went out, and then I saw there was a meditation teacher and a yoga teacher, and then I begin to do my yoga practice over there because it calms my nervous system. And I still remember that was my first yoga and meditation teacher training within a group. First meditation was guided. I was crying like a baby. I was sobbing and crying, and I haven't felt this for a long time. And the whole time I felt something bigger than me was holding me the whole time. And I did not know at the time. I wasn't, again, like psychic in any way at the time. And later on in my life, when I had my Kundalini awakening in 2018, 7 years later, I realized there was Mother Mary holding me the whole time. I just feel love and know that I just feel like I'm not alone, like someone is holding me. And because that was so yummy, that feels so good. That was just the first meditation experience. I never meditated before. That was the first time I meditated in my early 20s. And then I'm like, okay, I want that. I want to go back to that lovely place. So every single day I'm addicted to meditation just so that way I can go back to that loving place. So I keep doing it. 14 years till today, I'm still meditating every single day. But at the beginning, of course, I just want to go back to that loving presence. And I keep doing that. And after 7 years of doing that, of course, I had my first Kundalini awakening. That's where all my psychic abilities highlighted, see the spirit teams and aura colors. But I still remember after 3 months of daily meditation, I'm off any medication for anxiety and depression. At the time, I was on a lot of drugs. And I told my husband, you know what? I think meditation become my medication right now. And that's my first experience, like direct experience, that I feel that something bigger than me was holding me and loving me as who I am. Like I'm raw and authentic, and I don't need to pretend to be somebody else, and I am home. So that was the first unconditional love, that divine love experience that I had.
That's pretty remarkable, because most people go to meditation and go, yeah. And you went, and there's Mary, there's Mother Mary. That's pretty fine intervention.
I know, it's really hard to describe. And I was like crying like a lot. Like I never practiced any spiritual or religion practice before. So for me, it was like mind-blowingly open. And I feel so raw and so vulnerable and feel so safe over there. I think the energy of the teacher and the group was also quite sacred, because apparently they are the oldest yoga studio at the time in Philadelphia, and the teacher was trained in ashram in India. So their energy feels very safe, like the energetic space they hold feels very secure to me. So there was nothing like, I'm not like doubting or feeling anything fearful at all. So I think providing the type of environment, like bathing in their energy, it feels really good also. And yeah, that was the first time I say that. And then I just keep going back there. And then after my Kundalini awakening, actually there was this is the second time that I would say that it's divine intervention, but healing ancestral trauma type of love is, it literally just happened. This is 2 months ago, but the story begins at probably, I grow up, my relationship with my mom is really intense. So I don't know, this soul contract, this is one of the toughest lessons I've ever learned. I've written that story actually in the book as well. But there is a new piece to it that is not in the book because it's keep on evolution and development. So basically, your ancestral stuff is linked to your root chakra. And I have some collective ancestral trauma from my mother line, not feeling safe, have to be suppressed and things like that. So it's pretty much my mom and I had a constant fight pretty much all the time. And I remember there's one point that I cannot handle it anymore, like her energy, like it's influencing or triggering me a lot. So I asked my spirit team. So at the time, I'm able to connect to spirit. And they keep saying that forgive her. And then I literally said, I almost used the F word. I'm not kidding. At the time, I'm like, F you, like it's not going to happen, right? No, she's emotionally abusive for my whole life. This is not going to happen. And then, of course, I keep on tuning in because I meditate every day and they will remind me. And later on, it becomes love her. I'm like, okay, this is really challenging, right? You ask me to forgive her, you ask me to love her. Like I cannot do it. My human ego self, that's my reply. And then I think after 3 years, I've been working on it on my heart chakra and my root chakra around 3 years. And then one time I see it clear as day is how she was grow up during Cultural Revolution in China, like how hard her life was and making the person as she is today and still raising me because my father passed away early, so on her own almost. So from that point on, I'm a little bit softened up. And after 3 years, I finally did forgive her. And guess what is the most remarkable thing? I feel a huge release, actually, almost like forgiving myself. It has nothing to do with her. It has absolutely nothing to do with her. It's almost like I set myself free from a prison. That's how I felt. Oh my gosh. That was like, from that point on, like my root chakra was lit at the time. Like I can tell I heal a lot of ancestral trauma from then. From her to grandmother to great grandmother, all of the ladies who had a hard time. And so, like that story, I written in a book. But the most remarkable thing happened 2 months ago. She was diagnosed with first stage liver cancer 2 months ago. And because of all this spiritual work I've done, I wasn't panicked. I just know that it's an extreme physical symptom or physical manifestation of a soul wound that she hasn't faced or healed. So I tune into her field. I know that's a liver is located in the solar plexus chakra. So that's our yellow aura layer. That's one of her soul wounds. She has also accumulated a lot of anger and resentment towards her parents because she just feels it's unfair that how she was raised. My mom is not woo or at all. So I cannot have this really open conversation. All I did is that I told her that, Mom, you know what? I think it's probably time for you to forgive grandma and grandpa. And she started to cry. No, and then I know it's time for me to exit because she wasn't ready for a full-blown deep conversation. But that's all. I don't want to interject her karma. I want her to make her own choice, but I want to relay the message. We had a doctor appointment to do a targeted radiation the next week. And then we had to stay in a hotel before the procedure because it's super early. That morning that she woke up, she opened up the blind, like the curtain of the hotel room. She bowed down on her knees and she said that, I forgive you, mother and father. And God, I never see her pray. This is my first time in my life see my mom bow down on her knees and pray and say that God, universe, whatever that's out there, just protect me. And that's all she did. I was in total shock still, but we have to go to the hospital. There was no time to integrate too much of it. We went to the hospital, did the first session of targeted radiation. An hour later, the doctor came out to me and said, wow, I've never seen a patient receive this so well, the radiation therapy. I think your mom just need one more section and she's good to go. I said, what does it mean, good to go? She said, he told me that it will basically, the cancer will be gone. I was like, oh my gosh. See, she chose to forgive her parents. But if I did not do my work, I did not forgive her to begin with, I don't think I'm able to tune in that deep to see that what she needs healing. And that's got to soul. There were so many generations that's accumulated. And I was able to relay that message. And all I did is to relay that message. And of course, it's up to her to choose if she wants to do it or not this lifetime, right? She might not and just need to come back and do the same thing again. Maybe it's not parents. Maybe it's just changing roles and we do this thing again. But I think that was the optimal love. I don't know how to say it. Like just overwhelmingly love. I feel it in my bones. That happened that day. And of course, even my mom said that was a miracle. Like she wouldn't believe that happened. And of course, the cancer is gone. So after the second session, now I've heard these stories, and in my student group and clients using the aura color wheel had manifested miracles like this. But it's never as intimate as like you witness the healing process happening in front of your eyes with your mom and her spirit team. And of course, my grandmother and grandfather in the spirit realm. That was incredible. I actually haven't shared with anybody yet, like not many, because it just happened and it just happened not long ago.
Yeah, it's very hard for people to do the forgiveness work and actually see a miraculous transformation, because there's so many layers, especially our parents' generation and the generation before that. It was hard, and there's just so much anger stored in their bodies, isn't there?
Yes. It was like, that was the extreme form. If they have so much, as you mentioned, it's accumulated. It doesn't sow immediately. And then that accumulation, the energetic accumulation, will manifest in different ways. Some people have a physical form that's extreme as cancer. Some people in emotional or mental forms, they go crazy. And some in spiritual ways. They just have different symptoms. But in the end, it's just that particular energy that's related to whichever. Is it forgiveness work? Is it grief work? Is it anger work? Or is it shame or guilt or something? It's just like different aura layer has different things. But if we don't work through it, I call them either your soul wound or your soul lesson. If we don't work through it. And of course, what's the most powerful medicine? Love. Love is literally the way. Yeah, that's the most powerful medicine. I know sometimes it's really hard to swallow, even to me. It took me a long time to tackle this piece. And I remember the first download, I used the F word to my spirit team. I'm like, don't come. I don't want to even hear it. Yep. I can't face it. It took me a while until it registered in me that, okay, this is the time. If I bypass it, right, it's not, I'm just going to get another mom like this next lifetime. It's not gonna end. And I'm like, okay, let me face it. And it took me a long time also to work on myself until I'm comfortable to say that, okay. And the crazy thing is, once I release her, I feel much more freedom. And I don't get triggered by her anymore. I think that's the optimal cord cutting. It's like I still live with her. That's the toughest thing because of the care right now I'm providing for her. So we're living together like for a long time. And I used to get triggered by her. And right now, it's like she does her own thing, I do my own thing. And no matter what she does, energetically, I'm not influenced by her. That's the beautiful part. Like, she's still her, and I'm completely fine with it. And then if something happens to her, I will have love and empathy and compassion towards her, which I do not have before. That's the difference. I think this shift, even she can feel it. Even though she's not a psychic, or people feel, whether they feel the vibration, and she feels it. She now understands. And then what does that happen? That little energetic, like, slightly change, is that because she actually feel that I'm genuinely care for her, now her language is actually less passive aggressive. So it's subtle. It's not very like light or day, but like I just don't like passive aggressive way of communication, but that's what she used to, right? That's what used to trigger me. And now it doesn't trigger me anymore. And because of that, like, it's reciprocal. Like, you send, almost like you're sending out, you want love, you got to send out love, right? So it's reflecting back to me. So to me, it's actually a very rewarding thing to actually witness and experience. And of course, at the beginning, it's not like I set a goal that, okay, I'm going to forgive my mom and heal my mom. It's not like that. It's just gradually keep choosing to evolve my soul. I think divine love, like that connection of like feeling being guided, and then still take the aligned action of what you are here to heal. And that clarity piece, that knowing that I'm in alignment with my soul, healing my soul wound or learning my soul lesson, and diagnose what's going on, as well as being guided like along the way. I think that's the journey that I was on, and it just manifested lately like very beautifully.
Yeah. And I think it's important for people to understand that when you say, I'm going to learn to forgive my mum, or I need to forgive my mum, and I need to be love, it's not something that you can just, it's not like a shirt that you can put on for the day. It's got to come,
That's right.
It has to be, or you can't fake it. It has to
Yes.
be your entire presence. And if you're still getting triggered, if they're still annoying you, then that's not it. You've got more work to do. I wish you could sometimes just pluck a shirt off and you become love, but you don't. You've got to put in the work. You've got to
That's
look
right.
into it.
I think a lot of the piece is also I need to work on my self-acceptance. Like, you've got to accept yourself and love who you are as you are, and totally be fine. I think that's the foundation, like self-love. And then also, like, I trust in my spirit team, because I know that whatever they've given me advice before, everything they've said is true. So if they said now is the time to love her, it's probably the time, right? So it's like also working on my self-awareness and consciousness. Like, you need to be very aware of where you are at a soul level, and be radical honest with yourself. That's very important. If you're not there yet, it's totally fine. And you need to accept that you're not there yet. Just like I share with you that it's not, okay, today I know that I'm going to forgive her, and tomorrow I'm doing it, okay? It took me the whole thing probably 4 or 5 years. But in around 3 years or so, and I am pretty aware and consciously working on it. But it's sometimes it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Like 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But at least I'm moving a little bit forward, and I'm willing to put in the work. So it's a process. It's definitely a process. It's not like you put on a shirt and, hey, miracles happen the next day. But almost like it's like raising a kid, right? If you have children, you know, it's a lifelong, no matter how old they are, your babies. So if you're willing to give that unconditional love to your babies, like all their life, so that's why it's not, you don't need to rush this process of forgiving your parents. And look, they raised you, no matter what crazy way they develop, themselves. But at least they did their job and you are an adult now. So you get to choose, right? So how you deal with it is different than, do you want to use the same way or do you want to show them a different way, that a different possibility, right? So that's what I've learned in this journey of love.
Yeah. And I like how it ties into the fact that Mother Mary was the first spiritual being that you met, because she's the ultimate mother figure, right? And so it was like this flashing light bulb from the spirit team going, we're not going to show you Jesus, Angel Michael. We're going to show you Mother Mary, the ultimate mother energy. I think that's beautiful. And one of the things that I try to help people understand is, yes, she's your mother in this lifetime, and that's why it makes it hard, because parental relationships are difficult, because we have to take our own values and their values and work it all out. But you don't know who she was previously.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Unless you go into an Akashic Records or a past life session, or unless you get a psychic download, it could be, and I know it's hard to imagine, but it could be a former lover. It could be your sister or a best friend or your great spiritual teacher from another lifetime. You just don't know. And they always show me how when you finish this lifetime and you do your life review, and it's like the curtain is drawn and people for their soul essence and who they've been, and you're like, oh, oops. Sorry, if I hadn't known it was you, I would have done things differently. And they're like, well, that's the whole point.
Yeah, that's totally right. And also, you're so signed up for these contracts and these lessons. Basically, you have all these roles so that you can grow, right?
Yeah.
So that's also why. And also, what really shifted everything is like 2018. I mentioned the Kundalini awakening is when I become completely psychic. I tune into quantum and I see a few truths. One of being that we're absolutely all one, like that oneness of, like, there was absolutely no separation between you and me, or me and my mom, or me and we and God, different forms. No matter they're angels, ascended masters, or ancestors, we're all one. And we're all one. No matter what we're doing, if you want this, you need to give that out. It's the same thing. So from that truth, we know that if we want love, like we all want that, like we want love, we want health, we want abundance, we want to be appreciated. Think about that. Is that any other human wanted the same thing, right? It's just a different form, but of the same thing fundamentally, like inner peace, love, joy, abundance, health. So maybe your joy looks different than mine, maybe your love looks different than mine, but we all want the same thing. So from that perspective, like, you intimately want this, everybody is wanting this, then just make the move to reflect back to your reality, right? So that's what's the truth in the quantum. And also another truth that I know, that time is not linear. So the past, present, and future, everything is stacked up from what, there was only the present moment, and you have multiple versions of you exist in the quantum field, and which version or which reality that you're currently living, depending on your current vibrational frequency. And that's your aura color, that I mentioned in the book. So if your current aura color is this, that's the vibrational energy that in electromagnetic field, that's you're vibrating. You match up this frequency and this is your reality. That's what people call like quantum jumping or quantum leaping. I'm telling people this is the Helen 5.0 you meet today, not the Helen 1.0 that was the PhD student. I'm sure that there is a parallel reality exactly stacked up there, that I was a successful, professor, still doing the 3D reality. There were different versions of you all stacked up together. And you can access that depending on your current vibrational level. And the last thing is that we are all light. We are all bowl of light. That's like, even just these angels or spirit teams and all that, to me, when I tune in, they look like a bowl of light. They don't necessarily have eyes, ears, whatever figures that we have. And they vibrate a little bit differently. That's how you tell, who's who. And at the soul level, we are just all light energy. That's powered by the 7 chakras. That's the powerhouse of this light energy. And eventually, all we want like to get to be whole, like to be healed and manifest everything we want, we actually want all 7 rainbow of light. Like from the root all the way to the crown, we want it to be balanced. We don't want that there is one that's your wound or there is one that's your lesson. We want everything of it. And so eventually you become white or golden. That's what the ascended masters, right, like Jesus Christ and Buddha, that have walked the human path, and they call this process enlightenment. Why? Because at a soul level, we are light. You know, everybody is a light bulb. So if you very clear knowing that, you know, what your soul gift is. So in the book, I mentioned there were 9 soul gift archetypes. 2 strong aura layer makes 1 soul gift archetype. If you use that to be of service, you know, you will have abundance and fulfillment. But if you don't use that, just like Jesus said, that what you don't use within you, it will destroy you. So that's what I had, like in why I had a panic attack, because I was born an artist soul gift archetype. I wasn't using any creative skills. I'm just doing data analysis. And what happens? It will destroy you. So the first thing of this evolution journey to going back to that enlightenment process to become wise is you need to know what your soul gift is, and you need to use it to be of service. Then you fulfill. And then the second thing is you need to heal that wound that you were born with. Now, at the beginning, my first wound was actually at my throat chakra. When I was a kid, I always have nose bleeding, strep throat all the time, because like I chose to be born in the 80s in China for a reason, as a girl, as a woman, for a reason. Because at that time, every family abandoned girls, by the way. If the mother actually give birth to a girl, they immediately pretty much being abandoned. And they only prefer boys. That's why it's really hard for me to speak up. And that was my first wound that I had to heal. And then later on, I realized that when I was a kid, I loved blue. A lot of girls like pink, but I just love blue because I need that energy to heal. And I know that now Archangel Haniel was with me the whole time while I was healing my throat chakra. And then later on, it moved to the red aura layer. As I mentioned just now, that's what's happened. But if you can be like conscious, like you're conscious of knowing where you're working on, you're in the driver's seat rather than in a victimhood. It's, why this happened to me? Instead of I'm in a fearful state or I am in a victim state, you will say that, okay, it's just my soul's evolution journey. I've healed this. I'm good. I'm balanced. And I know that because I'm born an artist, my sacral and my third eye are pretty active. They are pretty strong. And then now I have the other aura layers that I need to work on. The forgiveness piece, the root chakra, the ancestral piece. And then I'm getting towards the wholeness. Healing is about having everything. My spirit team, collectively, they told me that their name is Dragon's Eye. That's why there was a painting of a dragon in front of a Chinese Asian looking lady. That's me. That's my team. Because there was one time I told them, I know who individually they are, but I'm like, how do I call you collectively? Like who you are. And they sold me a symbol because I do automatic writing, like right after the meditation. And I write down a symbol. It's like a kind of like a Y with inside a triangle. Okay. So I have no idea what that means. So I image Google it. And it's actually a Celtic symbol. I actually wrote that in the book. It's a Celtic symbol, literally called the dragon's eye. That's why I began to call them. And it's about the balance of, I remember it's love, power, and wisdom. That's like the balance of this. And it's an old Celtic symbol. And I knew that I have so many lifetimes in the UK. Like for me, actually, that was my first home. Like I feel very comfortable. I just visited a couple times. Scotland, Ireland, in general, the United Kingdom, or London, of course, Cornwall. I just feel like that's home. That's like, to me, being born in China, it feels foreign. Like they always say that I'm the one that kind of stick down, that I'm not belong there. But I know a reason why now, because I first need to heal this. I will sign a contract to first heal my suppression wound, to not being able to speak up and protect myself. Because being a woman born in China, completely suppressed, I've learned my lessons to actually being able to speak up and being able to come to the US. So that was my first thing. So now I, like, in retrospect, at the time I did not know, but now I understand. But if I had that wisdom, or I had that self-knowingness, like this Carter Will had told me, that it would be much easier for me to understand, or being the driver's seat. Oh, I'm born an artist. It eliminates my imposter syndrome. Am I good enough to be a healer? Am I good enough to be an artist? Am I good enough to be this and that? It's just like very helpful. So I was like very thankful to my guides to let me being a channel of this system, so that it can serve more souls who want to find out who they are at a soul level and what they are working on. That was an absolutely beautiful journey, and I'm still being guided. I'm looking forward to the next chapter. And you know how spirit guidance is? It's never like they show you the destination. They only show you what's the next step, and you have to move towards that in order to know what is the next. For example, those 3 years, all I know is to forgive her, love her. And they give me something else, right? No, you haven't finished this assignment yet. Keep doing it. And it's not the human time. It doesn't matter of 5 years, 10 years, doesn't matter. This is artificial. The real time is the divine time. And it's in the quantum. There is limitless. It's infinite. Just like the infinite. There is infinite opportunities, infinite time. There is never not enough time, or with lack of time. Doesn't matter. And there was never birth, death. It's just coming again, and it's just like your soul is just like going to learn this. Or if you finish learning this, let's learn that next lifetime. I'm completely fine with this uncertainty, like where my soul growth is going to lead me. But I'm also looking forward to it. And at the same time, I'm enjoying my life. It's, if you are a soul having a human experience, because you also sign up for to enjoy this ride. So don't think that it's so hard. You have to do so much hard work and all that. But at the same time, just enjoy the journey. That's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a comment there is that a lot of people are taught that you need a lot more than the next step. And because we're brought up in a world, especially on social media, full of, and just a different paradigm, coaches who are very big on the pushing, the goals, the defining every step, the strategy, the method, the approach, the tangible thing. And I know my guides keep telling me the very first thing that you feel compelled to do in the day is exactly the right thing to do. Just do that one thing and then go, all right, okay, I'll do that. And then they say to me, Katish, and if it gets to a boiling point where you're so frustrated that you haven't done that thing that you said you were going to do that, because now it's ready. Now it's just like you're itching to do it. But you don't have to push yourself to do stuff. Because like for me, having a podcast, you could spend your entire life just doing podcast stuff. And most of it is a very long vision. I posted on my socials yesterday that 4 years it took me to get my own photo on Apple Podcasts to say I'm the host. I'm like, woo! I got there. It took 4 years to get that photo up and approved.
I love that.
Now I feel like I've had a podcast for 4 years. I've hit #1 in spirituality, but not until I got the picture that I felt like it's my podcast. And I'm like, how ridiculous. It suddenly became really important for me to get that picture up and figure out how the heck to get Apple to approve it. And that's like, somebody would say, well, that's so low on the priority, Katish. How is that going to get you a client, or how is that going to get you a podcast? It doesn't matter. It shifted something energetically in me, and it was something that was important to me that I didn't even realize was important to me.
Beautifully said. I actually love that photo, by the way. That's the first thing I saw. Like when I get into your podcast. But also you reflected a beautiful truth that there is no rush. Like I'm totally with you in that I'm not the paradigm, like you have to push this goal, this transformation in this particular timeline. I hate that. Like in 90 days, you're going to get this or that. Our soul's growth is not in human time, like artificial time. And that like your soul knows, your higher self knows that what you are on the urge to do. And then if you're doing something that's in alignment to your soul's purpose, which you're doing, you're a visionary and teacher. There is a free quiz on my website that you can take. I can tell people who work on their soul, like a more advanced spiritual practitioners, you might have multiple soul gift archetypes at the same time. And you are doing exactly what your soul is to be here, to be of service. And that's has nothing to do that you're not like chasing the money, the fame, the like all this other giddy stuff to do this, because you feel compelled to do it. And that's exactly just like me, like doing meditation. A lot of people heard that I do meditation and then I get Kundalini awakening. And they keep saying that, oh, I do meditation every day. Am I getting Kundalini awakening yet or not? I'm like, no, it's not like this. Because I'm called to do it. Even if you don't give me money, I will still do it. The same thing, that this is a great question to ask yourself, right? Whether you are in alignment with your soul. I know you're doing something in alignment with your soul, so that's why it will ripple out. You are doing a service to the world. It will come back to you. But like how long, I cannot say. Right now you mentioned it's already doing 4 years, but I'm sure it will get there. And the same with my book. Like I just channel the system. I haven't, like my guy said that he's going to help me publish it, but I haven't looked into book agent or anything like that. And I just received an email drop in my inbox from Hay House. Hey, you know what? We have a writers community. If you want to publish with us, you attract. You are not chasing, right? And once you do your soul alignment work, you will have an external effect to mirror that. And that question I would encourage every soul to ask is that if I have $1 billion in my bank account, every day I can just live, everything I wanted is provided for, what the heck would you do? What exactly then? You already have, I don't know, a private jet, a $1 million mansion, servants in front of you. You have absolutely nothing else that you need to work for in order to provide for yourself or your family. At that time, what will you do? I think I would still plant a garden. I probably would travel quite a bit. I definitely still do meditation. I'd still paint. I still dance flamenco. So those are the things, just like you said, when you wake up, what's that thing that you want to do? That's the thing that you should be doing. And that's super in alignment with your soul. It's because you're not chasing the fame, the money, the external success. Look, I was success externally. I was graduating my PhD. I'm going to become a professor, and I have all this fancy stuff that society thought that would how it looks. But am I miserable inside? Yes, I am. So you have to be super in alignment with your soul and do that exact thing. And don't worry about the outcome or the expectation coming out from your ego, and the spirit will provide. And I always trust that. And that's how miracles is manifested. Because when you're super in alignment at a soul level, we are light. And when we are super in alignment from the inside out, we send a really strong signal because it's coherent. Because when your physical body and your emotional body, that's the aura layers, right? The sacral chakra, emotional body, and your mental body and your heart, it's completely in coherence. Basically, it means that you're doing the things you love, you're feeling the joy you're supposed to feel, you have that belief that you're going to be abundant and successful and happy. You're going to send the universe a very strong signal. This is exactly what I want to do, and I will be okay. And guess what? That's when the universe will mirror back to you. That's when your manifestation is going to be powerful. Because look, the problem we have is that your thought, like your mental body, want this. I want this $1 million, okay? And then your root chakra says that, but I'm a little bit insecure about myself. I'm not sure if I'm good enough. And then your emotional body is saying that I still need the approval from the society and my parents for me to feel okay. It's not coherent. The universe doesn't hear it. Do you want that $1,000,000? Are you feeling secure in your body? Do you need to be healed your inner child first and all that stuff? And that's when the signal is non-code. That's why your manifestation process is slow. So when you get into that alignment, and a lot of my students and clients are actually walking these miracles, it's very easy. It's funny. Once you work on your inner like aura layers, all you want or all you desire, and you probably know as a past life regression therapist, is that any version of you, if you want the slightest thing, if you desire something that's just like going through your mind, it's because there is a version of you already living this particular reality. You just haven't access to that reality yet. But once you are really in alignment, that's when you access that quantum jumping or quantum leaping. That's when you get that real good peace that you really desire for it. And it's easy because you will attract the synchronicities, the right people, the opportunities will come to you. Just like I get this book contract and then now I get on your podcast, right? So it's not like I have to like chase down or I have to hustle or I have to hire a bunch of people to do this and that. It will come as a flow. And when that happens, you feel like you manifest with ease. That's one that why you're enjoying the ride. You don't know the destination, but it's totally fine. While you're getting there, on the way there, you are enjoying yourself while you're getting there. And the more you feel you're enjoying it, the more your vibration enjoy, the universe will show you even better stuff. But of course, the only thing is on the way there, on the manifestation there, if you have some blockages, like for example, I heal my ancestral trauma. If there were some blockages along the way, your spirit team or your higher self or even just your intuition, you have that intuition inside of you. They said that, okay, great, that's the version of you accessing, all right here. Okay, you have it. But the problem is there is a little bit something here in this block. You need to clear it out. And once you clear it out, you're going to access this. And that's when you work on your wound and your lessons. And once you work on it, you clear. It's almost like a roadblock. You're driving a car and there is some debris on the floor. You just sweep it away and then you get there. And that's what I see as our soul evolution journey. We're getting higher and higher frequency. And at the end of the day, we can manifest anything. It's really infinite. Like anything is possible. And that's what, look, Jesus Christ is a walking example. People said he always manifests miracles. In 1 second, he heal a person. The next second, he become a teacher. And the next second, he can bring a group, become a visionary to bring a group of people to achieve a particular vision. It's because he embodies all 9 soul gift archetypes and he can shape-shift in any time, given time. Why? It's because his aura is completely white. So you can embody anything you want it to be at that given time. So that's why you manifest pretty much anything. Yeah, I just want to mirror back to you of what you said, that like intuitively, that's what you guided to do, then you should.
And can you tell people, because I know I could speak to you for a couple more hours and we've already got to an hour. So I wanted to ask you, so if people are interested, because you've spoken a few things that they may not have come across before, like an inner aura color and an outer aura color. Some people might be listening because we have people on different awareness. If somebody, okay, I just thought there was one aura, right? You've got me, right? I better get your book. But I can read a book and then put it down and not know what to do with it. What are the steps, Helen, that can help them connect with the love that they are through your system? How do they actually work with you? What does it involve? What is the logical thing for people who are still of a logical point of view? Do you do classes? Do they come and watch Facebook Lives?
So first of all, this book is almost, it's not the type that you read from the front to the back. Okay. It's almost like your choose your own adventure game type of book. So it's super fun. The main thing begins with a 20-question quiz. So that quiz is also available on my website, free. It takes you only 7 minutes to do it. And once you identify your first soul gift archetype, your first soul aura color, you can do there are some journal prompts for you to figure out your soul evolution path. So it's like a super fun, almost like a game to play with. So once you take the soul aura color quiz, you identify your soul aura color. I want to mention that there are 3 different types of aura colors out there. So if you're an aura reader, you probably know some aura reader, if they are beginner practitioners, they will come to me and say that, hey, my aura color changes all the time. How can you tell my soul's purpose based on my aura color? And then I would say that, yes, what's changing all the time? It's called mood aura color. Your mood aura color is around your face. Look, if somebody's face turning red, you will say that, oh, she's shy or she's angry. So that's very intuitive. Even a kid can tell. Even my daughter will say that, oh, like she's a little shy mommy. So that changes all the time. Now, another aura color is called the personality aura color. That's around on top of your head. What aura photography sometimes you can see, and that's semi-permanent. What semi-permanent mean is that only significant events in your life happen that alter your personality a little bit. Are you an outgoing person, introvert, intuitive person, analytical person? It's like for children, it shifted a little bit more, but because it's not completely formed, their personality is still influenced by a lot of factors. But for adults, you're pretty much stable unless huge events in your life alter your personality. Okay, so this book talks about soul aura color. What's the difference about soul aura color? I would say that's the most permanent out of the 3, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't change. As I mentioned, it changes as you evolve. And it's around your heart chakra because that's where our soul resides. It's more towards the right instead of towards the left. The left is the physical heart, right? And that's where your soul resides, in your heart chakra. And that's where it radiates. All right. So that's when you take the quiz, it's more around there. And also, I want to let you know that aura color is a shimmery, like reflective color spectrum. It's like yellow, green, or turquoise blue, or it's not just like one static solid color you color in. Okay, like here, it's all yellow. No, it's not that. Okay. So think about water reflection. It's a ripple of color. So that's why you mainly radiate the color of that. I use one word to make it simplify. All right. You radiate majority of that color, but it's a spectrum of what's your strong aura color layers. For example, if you're born an artist, your strong aura layer is violet and orange, all right, the sacral, right? So those 2 will shimmer with your, like I was born with tangerine aura color. You will shimmer with your tangerine, okay? So those are a few colors mixed in, but I call it tangerine for easy recognition, okay? So if you have more orange, you have less of the blue. That's why that was the wound that I was born with, all right?
Right, yeah.
So I want to explain why once you get the quiz result, that's what explains what's going on. And that's going to reflect, of course, in the results. And then I also have a free masterclass on my website homepage that you can, if you like the system, you want to learn a little bit more, it's free 1 hour masterclass you can join. And then you probably get a little bit deeper. Now, still, I'm running a promotion for whoever gets this book, and it's only $20. It's a small investment for your soul. You get 3 bonus gifts from me. Everything is listed on my website homepage, helencreatesbeauty.com. The 3 gifts you're going to get, the first is a private Facebook group, the Aura Color Wheel Circle. You can join. After you get the book, you just get the order number wherever you purchase your book, local bookstores and Amazon. I just need the order number. You can join the group, and then you get to join a monthly Q&A and spirit message reading session with me, so I can be your ongoing guide. If you have questions that you practice something in the book, you're not sure, you can ask questions there. So I'm your companion, right? I also tell you who are your spirit teams, what message they have for you. And the second thing you're going to get from getting the book is a personalized feng shui birth element and gua number reading. Now, this particular reading, I'm a 3rd generation feng shui master. this reading, you will understand your 4 lucky direction for love, abundance, health, and spiritual growth. So that way, like those directions, like what to decorate to enhance your and personal energy. And the last thing you're going to get, of course, I want to give the gift of meditation. That's how I get to my awakening, right? I have 49 guided meditation, like 7 for each chakra that I package. It's called the Rainbow Aura Meditation Bundle with a regional solfeggio frequency music that I work with a Colombian musician to compose in the background. So even just in your subconscious mind, even if you're just lying down to sleep with that particular music, it's going to activate and raise the vibrational frequency for that particular aura layer. And you get $50 of that. And that bundle is already super cheap. So like with $50 off, it's like barely nothing. Then you get 49. You can practice meditation on a consistent basis. And it's only 10 to 15 minutes long. They are not too long. And that's my gift for you. And if you want to follow me on social media, I am actually planning on doing my own podcast. It's very likely beginning this year. What I would like to do is I want it to be a little bit more interactive. So I will go live simultaneously, probably on Monday, that I will be on live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube while I'm recording the podcast live. And I get your comments on the side. So that way you are able to be part of my podcast recording. Yeah. And I will use the audio file into my podcast. So that's how you can interact with me. Follow me on all social media platforms. It's at Helen Creates Beauty. Thank you.
For all the listeners and watchers in Apple Podcasts, all you will have to do is click on Helen's name in the show notes and you'll go straight to her website. And that will probably be the most direct and easiest way to take advantage of everything that Helen has kindly shared with us today. So Helen, thank you so much for being a guest on our podcast. And I hope that as many people as possible can go and grab a copy of your book and take up your very generous offers to learn and understand how they can become more of the loving person, being, and be surrounded by more love in their life, irrespective of how they want that to show up, so that miracles can happen for you and all the people around you. Namaste, and thank you once again.
Thank you so much, Kadish.